Yo, what is up, guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, a quick preview for Justis Huni versus Arsene Fosso. This fight goes down on the 3rd of December and it takes place in Australia. Ultimately, the reason I'm doing this preview, not because I think this is a great fight, it's mainly because I think Justis Huni is one of the best prospects in the heavyweight division right now. I watched his pro debut on the day it happened, and I was thoroughly impressed with what I saw. Justis Huni, of course, is a Australian heavyweight. He's still very young. He's only 21 years old, and he actually comes from a good amateur background. In fact, before the Olympics got pushed back to 2021, Justis Huni was a big hope for Australia. They was really expecting him to medal in those games. So Justis Huni, in my opinion, is a very good prospect, a very interesting prospect, and he's certainly got a good style to watch. He's very athletic, he's got quick hands, he can switch southpaw to orthodox, he can get really creative with his offense, throwing nice combinations with good hand speed. And yeah, he's just a guy who likes to get stuck in. He likes a bit of a tear up, and he is somewhat raw, but you can certainly see there's a lot of potential there. Justis Huni actually reminds me a little bit of Joseph Parker when Joseph Parker was on the come up, just in terms of how athletic and how explosive he looks. He's got a bit of a different style to Joseph Parker, to be honest. I think Justis Huni is more of a natural fighter, whereas Joseph Parker's more of a boxer. But yeah, to me, Justis Huni, one of the most exciting prospects in the heavyweight division, and like I said, on 3rd of December, he is going to be fighting Australian-based Arsene Fosso. I believe this fight is for the Australian heavyweight title. Actually, Justis Huni won that title in his very first pro fight against Fega Opulo, who was 13-1-1 going into that fight. So on his pro debut, Justis Huni fought a pretty good opponent. And ultimately, for your second fight, I believe someone like Arsene Fosso is a pretty solid opponent, to be honest. Not a guy with a losing record, not a guy who's been knocked out 7 times, nothing like that. At least he's fighting guys with ambition, guys who are actually going in there to try to win. Yeah, these guys are not the greatest, no way in hell are they. But again, at least they fight with ambition, and they do actually come to win. We saw that with Justis Huni's first opponent. The guy was extremely game and gave it his all. He basically just got beat up in that fight. And yeah, I expect Arsene Fosso to come in there, give it a go, throw a few bombs, but ultimately, I do believe he's overmatched in this fight. Just for context, Arsene Fosso is a 37-year-old heavyweight. He's only 3-0. All 3 of those fights come by way of knockout. And yeah, there's not too much footage of Arsene Fosso online. I managed to find one of his fights which ended in a round. And in that fight, Arsene Fosso, seemed to be a fairly aggressive heavyweight who liked to let go of his shots. But a lot of his shots were quite short. And sometimes he gets a little wild in there. But naturally, I think he is quite aggressive. Seems to carry some sort of punching power. I expect him to go in there and give it a go. Ultimately, there's nothing to lose for him. He's 37 years old, only 3-0. A win here would be massive for him, so he's got nothing to lose in a sense. So I expect him to really go in there, give it a go. But ultimately, to me, Justis Huni is just far too skilled for someone like Arsene Fosso. And yeah, ultimately, I just believe Arsene Fosso is one of the guys that people should really be looking out for in the heavyweight division, but unfortunately not too many people are talking about him. We all know about Filip Hrgovic, we all know about Daniel Dubois, Tony Yoka. These guys are very good prospects, but they are very well covered. Guys like Justis Huni, Arslanbek Makhmudov, Victor Vikhurst, I believe all of these guys are extremely good prospects, and as far as I'm concerned, not enough people are talking about these guys, because I certainly for one believe these guys are real talents. If you've not checked out Justis Huni, check out his first fight, which is on YouTube, his first pro fight, and also a fair few of his amateur fights are online as well. So check out Justis Huni, really fun fighter to watch, quick hands, explosive, fairly aggressive, likes to trade, switch hitter, very good fighter in my opinion, very good prospect. And yeah, from what I hear from his team, they actually intend to move Justis Huni relatively quickly. Me personally, I don't think there's any rush with Justis Huni. Just make sure he stays active, get good sparring. He's only 21 years old. There's plenty of time for growth here. But, if he's got that sort of ambition and he wants to be moved quickly, then all of the power to him. We'll see what happens, but, very good prospect. Watch out for Justis Huni on the 3rd of December. Anyway, share your thoughts below. Beanie Guy Del Boy. Peace.